Hi everyone, I hope you're doing great today. Okay, so by all indications, I consider this an emergency video broadcast and I plead with you, please help us to share this as widely as you possibly can. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you must have heard of the new COVID-19 variant that showed up in South Africa just a few days ago. When it initially showed up, they didn't immediately know the name, but now it has a name and the name is Omicron. And understandably, unlike any other variant that had existed before now, Omicron is very, very different and in a very bad way. Now, before Omicron, the most prominent had been the Delta variant, which we were told originated from India, even though it was fiercely disputed. We were told that Delta was very, very dangerous and deadly, that it was mutating very fast, and it was killing people like flies and all sorts of stuff. And there was such a massive, monstrous panic around the world over Delta, and there were restrictions, and of course there was such a massive media frenzy. It even got to a point where India had to reach out to W.H.O to say you need to stop associating our country with this variant as the country of origin, because we're not sure it originated from our country, and so many things that happened with it. And of course the scientists and the doctors were running helter skelter trying to wrap their heads around the Delta variant to see whether they can at least understand it and contain it. Unfortunately, even though they said they started making some headway, they had not been able to completely contain Delta, because as at this very moment we hear that Delta variant is still packing ICUs and hospital wards with a lot of patients. It's still killing people. And now here comes Omicron. I decided immediately to make a video on Omicron because I read and heard a few things that made my blood run cold, and I just couldn't hold it. Now, let me explain to you what this Omicron is. This Omicron, the mutation rate is having everyone on edge. The mutation rate of this variant is off the hook. I'm telling you, this thing, as at this moment, has already about 30 different mutations. I'm not saying 13 or 13, no, 30, 30 different mutations. A variant that just came a few days ago. And this variant bypasses our immune firewall. This same variant does not care that you have antibodies developed. This same variant defies the vaccine. And we say, when they say it defies the vaccine, they say it in a way that is so scary. They say it robustly defies the vaccine, meaning that the vaccine does not even stand a single chance where the Omicron is. So you hear all that story about if someone has suffered from COVID-19, they already have antibodies, they have immunity, and then they're not going to suffer from it again. The UN, or rather the WHO, had just issued a warning that this Omicron has an incredible reinfection rate. So for people who believe that they are already in the clear, that this thing cannot happen to them again, they said that Omicron has the power to bypass whatever immunity they have and reinfect them again. That is the warning that WHO issued. Shortly after they issued that warning, a regional head of the same WHO, Helen Rees, came out and admitted openly on Al Jazeera that actively, as we speak, this same variant is now reinfecting these people who are supposed to have been in the clear. So basically, the vaccine or being vaccinated does not protect you against the Omicron. Having developed antibodies does not protect you against the Omicron. It doesn't protect you at all. What then will protect? Nobody knows. So it's almost like going into an entirely new pandemic all over again. This is what is happening right now. Now, one of the major reasons I decided to make this video, two major reasons, apart from just giving you the details on what this Omicron is all about, I heard two things that I said made my blood run cold. Number one, this Helen Rees, the regional head of WHO, was being interviewed on Al Jazeera, and she said something that hit me. She said that this is a funny kind of opportunity In other words, the whole concern that is generated by the emergence of this Omicron, that is a funny kind of opportunity that must be used to push for a massive vaccine coverage on the continent of Africa, because Africa is under-vaccinated with only less than 6% of its population vaccinated. And you and I know why. A lot of skepticism. And no one is trying to reassure the people. Rather, they are telling them why they must go and get it now. So they want to use this as a beautiful problem. Remember that whole code. Problem, reaction, solution. Never let a good problem go to waste. So they want to use this to push for that. Now, when they said that and I heard that, the first thing that came to mind was all those videos we were sharing weeks and months ago about the potential proofs that the governments in Nigeria and a few other African countries actually may have some secret hidden plans to forcefully vaccinate their citizens. Remember the video that came out of a particular state in Nigeria by one governor that was making some very draconian orders to the people regarding COVID-19 vaccinations. So the moment I saw this, I said, oh, cool, this could actually be the perfect trigger that would trigger that and activate that plan and cause these governments to unleash the security operatives on their citizens, on the population, and make sure that people are forcefully vaccinated. But the question you then ask is, if this thing is vaccine defiant, why are people still talking about vaccinations? Because I also heard the UK Prime Minister talking about Omicron, and he was also pushing that this is the time for us to now push further and get everyone to receive the vaccine. So the thing defies the vaccine. We haven't even understood it yet because it's still mutating. So get the vaccine and then get killed again by Omicron, because the vaccine is not going to protect you against that. So it's such a confusing situation what these guys are doing. And then the other thing that hit me was a doctor was speaking, and he said that to have a variant like Omicron that is so robustly and dangerously resisting or defying the vaccines, that the only way to cut down on the potential damage that it could cause around the world is by immediately shutting down everything around the world. I mean, shut down like the kind we experienced in 2020. And as you already know right now, many Western countries, Europe and the rest, are already placing and imposing travel restrictions on South Africa. Not just South Africa, but South African nations like Botswana and the rest of them. And restrictions are now beginning to fly around all over the place, because this has also been discovered in Belgium, in Hong Kong, and it's going more and more, and people are expecting it in the US anytime. That's why New York City has already issued a huge alarm now over Omicron, and things are going to be restricted all over again. So potentially, if God does not come to help us, you can see the nightmare scenario of 2020 coming back alive again. Just at the time that we are beginning to heave a sigh of relief and say, thank God, things are coming back to normal. Look at Durban, South Africa. Look at Cape Town. Look at Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade in New York. Oh, things are coming back to normal. The devil they are rejoicing again, because he hates to see us happy. He hates humanity, because we represent the image of God. And that's why the whole agenda has been for these demons to mass depopulate our world, especially Africans. They want to reduce the population because you are the image of God. The devil wants to replace you with his own image, with things that look like us but are not us and can never be us. It's a mass depopulation agenda. I gotta tell you this, man. There's no two ways about that. That's the aim. Never lose focus of that. And this is why we need to pray. If you have stopped praying, go back to your closet and pray. We need to cry out to God to come and save and help us, because these demons will stop at nothing, and they will make sure that they carry it to the end. Unfortunately, many of us are not even aware. We're not even half as serious as these guys are. Begin to pray and ask God for mercy and for his intervention. Spiritually mark your doorposts with the blood that was shed on the cross of Calvary, so that when they see the blood, they will pass over you. May God bless and keep all of us.